Lintner Tackle Warehouse Pro, and today we're doing something kind of unique. We're out here at a Central California lake. It's a lake that I've fished in the past, but recently I probably haven't been here, 2 years maybe. The lakes came way up. You know, it's a transition time of year. It's the end of summer, beginning of fall. The water temps are starting to drop, and we're kind of gonna try to find some fish. You know, use a bunch of different baits. I'm gonna start off, we're kind of here mid-morning, see if we can still get some on topwater maybe, and we're just gonna kind of run around the lake, hopefully find some fish, pattern them. You know, things I'm gonna be keying in on is, you know, the back of creeks. Shad should be funneling back in there. We're gonna see if we can't figure out how to catch them, you know, so should be an interesting day. See what happens. You know, like I said, it's been a long time since I've been here, so kind of gonna go through how to figure out a new lake and pattern some fish. So let's go check it out. So we ran down the lake a little bit. What this is we're kind of out here on the main lake, but there's a series of long points that come out, and you know, this time of year in the fall, beginning of fall, I really catch a lot of nice fish on walking style baits. This here is a Repo Man. Just got this new color, it's baby striper. It's pretty cool. I mean, they do have stripers in this lake. There's a lot of smallmouth, a lot of largemouth, but a lot of stripers. So it's kind of a cool color. It's kind of shad looking. You know, and generally I just like to cover water with a walking type bait and, you know, see what kind of mood the fish are in. Water's fairly clear. So, I mean, these fish will come up from, you know, anywhere from 5 to 20 feet over these long points. You know, the lake was way down, and now that it's filled back up, there's all kinds of brush and stuff out here in, like, you know, 10 to 15 feet. So trying to trigger a bite and just kind of work around, see what happens. You know, being this kind of late in the morning, you know, running a shade pattern might work as well. So let's kind of run around, hit a few spots and see what happens. A lot of times when you're getting followers, I just had one look like a smallmouth. A lot of that, it could be one of two things. Could be, you know, the wrong color of the bait or the wrong cadence. You know, and what I mean by cadence is how you're working the bait. You know, sometimes they want it real quick, moving a lot of water, and other times, you know, a couple twitches, dead stick. So, you know, if you're kind of experimenting, it's good to just start out with a series, different cadences, see what they want. I mean, they'll tell you what they want. When you finally do get a blow up, it's kind of a pattern within a pattern. So experimentation, that's what it's all about. Well, we pulled back here into this creek, and you know, we've got some standing timber, some brush. You know, try this. I mean, there's a ton of baby bass, so they had a really good spawn. You know, when I'm throwing a walking style of bait, you know, like this Repo Man, you know, it could be a spook, could be a bow stick, any of those type of baits. I really like using at least a 7-foot rod, you know, all the way up to 7'6". You know, a 6-4-to-1 reel is perfect for it. The reason I like you know, at least a 7-foot rod is because usually you're making a long cast and you need a lot of leverage to get a hook in the fish. But you don't want a super heavy action rod because it'll tear the treble hooks out of the fish. So a medium heavy rod is ideal. I'm throwing, on this type of lake, I'm throwing I got a little tiny one here. I'm throwing 17-pound monofilament. Sometimes if I'm fishing around a lot of brush and I'm at a big fish lake, say like Clear Lake or Falcon or something, I'll throw like 50 or 65-pound test braid. But for more open water, as you can see, this lake is fairly clear, I like just throwing mono. You know, it has a little bit of stretch, but more than anything, it keeps the bait on top. Whereas a fluorocarbon, the nose of the bait will tend to get sucked down and you lose the action of your bait. So, you know, like I said, when I'm fishing these kind of baits, this is the perfect setup right here. Okay, we're gonna go over a little bit of the gear I was using this morning. This here is a Powell 765 CB. It's actually a crankbait rod, but I love using this rod for topwater. The other rod that I throw a ton on spooks and Repo Man and walking style baits is the 705 Powell, the exclusive Tackle Warehouse rod. I have it tied on in the rod locker with a rattle trap with fluorocarbon. Like I said, with fluorocarbon, you cannot fish a topwater bait properly with fluorocarbon because the weight of the line actually pulls the bait down. This here is 17-pound Berkeley big game. I like the green color. I mean, a lot of guys throw clear, but this here is just the tint green. The Revo Premier casting reel 6-4-1, and this here is the new color of Repo Man. It's the baby striper. It's got a real nice finish on it. You know, and we fished in quite a few areas this morning. Caught a lot of little tiny fish. You know, obviously they had a really good spawn this year. It's probably a first morning, late evening type of bite because it is so clear water. So we're gonna actually go back into the main river of the lake, check it out. Maybe the water's a little stained, and you know, check us out in a couple weeks, and we're gonna mix it up, see what happens. One of the new baits that I just received this past week is the Jackal Clone Fry and the Super Crosstail Shad. These baits, I mean, I'm gonna catch them this year on this.